Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. I'm Kinza and I'm here with
super_3233.
that's right, we're here. We're doing a series of sitting down and going over what we did in China. We just did one on Super Shadi's channel about his experiences traveling for the first time and going to a different country. But today my video is more about my experience sourcing products in China. Okay, so how do I get started? Where do I start? It's a lot. If you want to know about our travel experience, more about that, go over there, because I've traveled before. As you know, I'm here in Ghana. So, but if you want to know about the travel experience, go over to Super Shadi's channel and see that. A lot of people has been in my comments asking questions about how I did this and how the price of this, and you know, a lot of questions I've been having. But first of all, it wouldn't have been that easy without Easy Trade Africa. Right?
It's not easy. It's not.
It's not easy. Yeah, let's say it's not easy, you know, but we had help, so it made it easier.
If it's not them, I don't think you can even able to even do it, because they communicate.
Communication.
Yeah, you can't even talk to them. A lot of them can't speak English.
Yes, yeah. A lot of the suppliers and the companies, the communication. So let me speak up. So before you go to China, make sure you have someone on the ground that could communicate with the or even if you're going for vacation, it all depends on what you're going for, vacation or business. You need a translator. You need somebody who could talk Chinese, and you need someone who could who knows the system and who knows who has the experience with sourcing product. So that's number one. So we had the help at Easy Trade, and we traveled to Shanghai. Shanghai doesn't have a lot of markets. If you're going to source product, if you're going to vacation, Shanghai is beautiful. What's your experience with Shanghai?
Of course, Shanghai is beautiful. Even Yiwu too is beautiful.
Yes, Shanghai is the biggest city.
Yeah, that's the city that have big airport, everything. So
yes, and the population is what?
30 million.
30 million people.
Even it's 30 million plus. That's
yes,
it's
yes.
not exactly.
And
30
that's
million.
just in Shanghai. So
imagine it's even bigger than Ghana. Like it's the same. Even Shanghai is
the same population and the country of Ghana, the whole country.
Ghana is 30 million.
Yes. So the infrastructure and everything is gorgeous. It's beautiful. From the time we hit the airport and we got out, the cars are extremely nice. Everybody's driving nice cars, because in China they have a lot of restrictions who drives where and who drives what, and they are pushing electric cars. They are pushing that new modern, you know, energy source and all that stuff, you know, the green stuff. So you guys know what I mean, right? So we know about energy and all that stuff. So they're pushing that clean emissions. So they are promoting and giving more incentives for the electric cars. Even in Shanghai, when we first came, my first impression was, oh man, they have a lot of solar power, solar generated power for little parts of the city and their port.
Talking about the windmill?
Yes.
Okay.
Windmill power, windmill and solar, both. But windmill, I was surprised about the windmill in the cities that is powering some of the light poles and all that. Why don't we utilize this more? In that country they do. So that was one of my first impressions coming into Shanghai. And we did not source materials in Shanghai. Shanghai doesn't have the big factories and outlets, but it's the hub. Shanghai is the traveling hub. So when you go into those other cities, you will stop in Shanghai. But because our contact was in Shanghai, we stopped there and went on to source our materials.
And the thing is, we didn't communicate well. If we know all the stores, everything will be in Guangzhou, we will fly to Guangzhou before, then after everything, then we come back to Shanghai. Then the next day we're going to Yiwu. But we didn't.
It's not that we didn't communicate.
No, like
it was our plans had changed and we had to change ticket. And then when she was telling me, oh, going to Guangzhou, and I was like, but you guys are in Shanghai. I didn't understand well what she was talking about with going over
That's what I'm saying, the communication.
Yeah, to Guangzhou.
Yeah.
So if you're planning to source more building supplies and stuff for your home and those products that they sell, if you're going to Guangzhou to the copy products or the cheaper clothing and shoes or whatever, you have to go to that area, fly into that area. They have lots of markets, lots of markets. So that's one mistake that we made. It wasn't a mistake. It was just because the issues with the visa. Getting the visa.
You tell them about your experience. Yeah.
Oh, my experience with getting the visa.
You skip about that.
Let's backtrack about the visa. Okay, my experience with my visa. Because I'm American, flying out of Ghana, it was more difficult for me to get my visa. I did not have the requirement to get a letter from China, but I had all these other requirements, and I'm not going to go over them, maybe in another video, to get, because I'm American flying out of Ghana. And I feel, I don't know if they were doing it intentionally, but I feel that they were doing some of it intentionally. They were, because in America, all you need was an invitation letter and you get, and I was getting all these things. Even the people in China were telling me, you're American, you don't need a passport. A visa. I was getting all these things. You don't need a visa, you're American, you go and you got 14 days. But then they were saying, no, it's when you transit to another country for 14 days, no, visa free for Americans. Well, let me tell you, when I went to the embassy, nope, you have to have a visa and you have to have all these things. And it was like, no. So that was a hassle. That's what changed the whole plan. We was going there for a week for a trade show in Guangzhou.
Yeah,
Guangzhou. And we couldn't make that date because of my visa, not Super Shadi visa. Super Shadi got his. But my visa, my American visa, this lady who is American citizen with American passport is the one who had the problem. And they were rejecting my application. And all the application process for visa for China is online. You have to go to the site and their portal is there. You upload all your documents and you get approval before you go to the embassy. They were rejecting my visa for stupidness because they keep the application saying optional, and why can't I get mine? I don't need all this. I'm a American citizen. I don't need this. And optional. So I would leave those things out, and they wanted it, and they would deny my visa. Then I got everything they asked for. Finally got everything they asking for, a whole list of things. My passport picture is not right. I re-upload the passport picture, position it the right way, everything. A real passport picture I took, rejected.
Mm-hmm.
Then I said, okay, the last time, what did they reject my?
I think you're hearing.
The earrings I was wearing.
Yeah, they said it's big.
They rejected after I report. No, tell me the first time when you said my passport picture, something is wrong with my passport picture. Why you couldn't tell me your earrings is too big too? Tell me one time. Don't make me re-upload, send in. Okay, it position wrong. Okay, now I reposition it. Now, okay, your earrings is too big. They rejected, you know? Your earrings is too big. I was like, these people are really giving me a hard time with my application. So then I said, okay, I went to another place to take another passport picture without my earrings and re-uploaded. I think that's when they finally approve my application. But listen to this. It doesn't end there. This is how I know. So then I went to the embassy, because after you do your application, you get approved. You have to go to the embassy to get your visa put in your passport. Went to the embassy, and the lady looked at my passport and was like smiling and laughing. I was like, what? She said, "You're the Annette?" I said, "Yes, I'm the Annette. The one who been getting denied." I said, "What?" I said, "How you know I was getting denied?" I said, "Yeah," and I said, "Yes, I am not, because that day I didn't wear earrings." I said, "And I'm not wearing earrings today, you see, in case I have to take a picture." And she laughed. I thought my application was going to China or something. Why these Chinese people? It was right here in Ghana. They were refusing my application. Anyway, so back to the trip. After all of that, and we got there for this, short window, because we didn't. We were going for a week for a trade show, and now we there to shop source materials, which ended out to be a blessing because we needed that experience with the sourcing the materials. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, because if the show was about like 4 days or something, so you won't even end up buying your materials and stuff.
Getting the source.
Because even the source, it took us.
And the sourcing was in those areas, and we was in another area for the show.
So it won't be good, and it will be rushing to us well. And the time, because the time that we should have took a longer time, but we didn't know that, and we don't know how it is in China. So everything was good, and we did good. We really did good.
Yes, we really did good with the short time that we had, but if we
I was fixing their system about how to buy their stuff, but
he learned how to, bag and use his bargaining scale from here in Ghana. He's used to it. So
I'd rather get cheaper than even Nick. Nick was like, "Hey, you're doing good."
Yes. He started with anybody that could communicate with him. He started, even the one lady who didn't speak good English, but because I watched videos before I went, and they were using that calculator. They like to use the calculator to communicate.
So when they give you something, then you also give them something. Yes, that's what you do. When they tell you $100, then you have to do calculate. When they tell you $100, you have to give them like 40. You have to give them, when they tell you 100, you have to give them.
And I saw that in videos, and I thought Nick would have been more, keen to doing that, but he didn't do that much bargaining that we expected.
If they tell you 100 like this, then you also give them, you clean it, you take the calculator from them, you clean it, then you also tell them this 50.
Then they're gonna come back 100, and then you have to.
Then you also have to say 50. So once they tell you, then you tell them that you give them a customer this and this and this. So if you take this, I'll give you customer. Then you see, it's how you dealing with them. You see, tomorrow I'll buy this, I'll buy. Then you telling them. Then you even do like 50 times maybe 100. Maybe you tell them like this. This is why I get them. 50 times 100. You do this to them 50 times 100, then you give them the answer. So they know that, okay, you buy 50, you buy 100, you buy this. So
That's what I was about to say. Everything is done by MOQ. The quantity of the purchase.
If you are buying one, the price is different. If you are buying like 10,
so
20.
Some companies, guys, when you go over, they don't expect you could buy one item.
That's
you could buy two items.
Those things is in Yiwu. But when
Yiwu and
Guangzhou,
Foshan and Guangzhou
you
is
can buy one.
Guangzhou depends on what you're buying and the shop you're going to.
Yeah.
You got MOQs.
You can buy one, but you know the Yiwu you can't.
Yiwu especially they have high MOQs.
Nothing is
That's
one.
for more business. You
Companies.
can't buy one piece. So
that place is for more companies. And if you are building a house, that place is not the place to get your things because
they don't have the construction materials.
They have the construction materials,
but not a lot.
This is what they do. They sell it in like it's a high quantity. So
like 200 pieces and up.
If you are buying a 2-bedroom in Ghana and you go to China to source products, you don't need to go there because the roofing that you want to get, you can't get. They won't sell it to you because you don't want a lot. So the best thing is maybe you can buy the roofing here, then go to Guangzhou or whatever to source your product, tiles, lights,
interior,
everything. And the furnitures too. Yeah. The furniture is in fashion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the furniture is in fashion.
They have a big furniture market. Everything house and everything construction is fashion.
Yeah, fashion, Guangzhou. That place is, it's kind of close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're right next to each other. Like an hour away. Fashion is an hour away.
And doing phone business and stuff too is in Foshan and Guangzhou.
Yes.
I think one of them.
Guangzhou has more electronics and clothing and shoes. Is in Guangzhou. Foshan has the building tile materials and stuff like that. We didn't do any big equipment or farming stuff because we're not doing big farming, but those stuff you could also do there. But the experience with the sourcing the materials in Guangzhou and Foshan, like he said, there's a lot of customization, like doors and windows and stuff there, and you got your lighting fixtures and all that stuff there, which I did. I did not do any windows because my budget is small. I just built this whole house and money is low. I'm going to be honest with you. So I could only do what I could afford. I could only source the stuff that I know I would need right away. The camera is shaking. So that's why I had to be very smart with how I source what I needed. I wish I could have sourced the roofing, but the roofing was only a few pieces, and they, like I said, in Yiwu, they only
they won't sell it. They sell it like
tons. They were selling it by the tons.
Those places it's for business.
Yeah.
You open a company.
If you want to do roofing business.
Yes, then you go there. You buy it. If any shop, if you want to sell plumbing stuff,
plumbing materials, stuff like that. Yeah. Welding, they had welding materials.
So it's like you open a big shop, then
if you want to do they had a lot of, the Yiwu, we'll get to Yiwu. Let's finish up with Foshan and China first. So in Foshan, the doors, the windows, the tiles, they had a little plumbing materials there too, and anything building, fixtures and stuff like that, toilets, which we just went to one shop. I was like, okay, we just have to do it here. So we went to one shop and got some toilets. They were affordable.
But after that, we still check different,
yeah,
and we compare the price. But the first one was good.
Yeah,
and
so
we just
we
stick with
end
that.
up stick with them. So we went and look at other facets galore, all kind of styles, all kind of different level of quality, you know. So it depends on your style and what you want. They had rails, custom rails, everything for your house. Anything you need, you could go there. And it depends on the quality that you want, the prices. So when people ask me, you know, someone asks me, how much is the bathroom door? I can't give you a price because it all depends on the size, you customizing, you know, what you want, what metal you want, what glass you want. So when you come in my comments asking me, what the price of this?
And
what
your
the
taste.
price of that?
And
you
your
know?
taste.
So you would got to get with the suppliers and give them measurements. They ask for measurements because that's how they price their stuff. So I did find some glass doors, and my price was around $50 for the washroom doors. Someone asked me about the price about the doors. That was a thing. One day I went and it was, one place was almost 500 and change for the smart door, smart lock.
Yeah, with the locks.
And it was very interesting, you know, the locks, the new locks that they have. And then the next day I went and I find almost the same thing for half the price. So that was my experience sourcing. So if I had more time, I think I could have found it even cheaper. What do you think?
You
And we would have been able to bargain a little more, because after we learned the bargaining game, and after Super Shadi learned the bargaining and see Nick wasn't like really bargaining, then we started getting into the bargaining, because he's our voice, you know. He knows the language, he knows what they're saying.
So the thing is, as for him, he's going to do his best. So if you also fit in their system, you also bug and get to a good price, then Nick side with you, then you are ready to go. Yeah, that's what he does, because he is helping you. So he show you this is how they do it, this is how they bug. So if me, for instance, in Ghana here, this is what we do, we bug. So I fit in their system.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe somebody from America come in, they don't do bug there. So that person, unless Nick have to do
it for them,
do it for the person. But me, I know how to do it, so I do it, and I was doing it, and he was saying, even you are doing good more than me. Yeah, so it is. That's what it is. So
the furniture. So after we got my tiles, oh man, the tiles. So much tiles placed, and we only went to a fraction because we didn't have much time, so we had to move. The tiles galore, sizes, custom prints, and you know, these days they have these big tiles you put on your wall, and it's decorated nice and beautiful, and they're good quality because they're thick. You could get all that, design your house differently. You don't have to worry about painting. You put one side of the wall with all these decorative tiles. They cost because those are more higher quality and more design. So you're going to pay for that. They're not cheap. I want to let you know, when you go and you're sourcing, if you want that cheap stuff, you can get the cheap stuff. But those nicer tiles, they still cost money, okay? So just to let you know, when you go there and you're thinking China is so cheap, yeah, China still have expensive and quality stuff.
It's so cheap, they have your standard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we went to a few tile. We went to the higher end. There's an area where you just have higher end and mid to higher end, and then the area we went to, it had lower to mid end. We didn't see any low. He showed us, but we was like, that's what the Africans usually go for. I was like, I want those tiles. So that's what we looked at. And I ended up ordering a bunch, but I had to cut back on some because of my budget. You know, the ones for outside, I was ordering some nice ones for the outside, but I needed the electrical wiring more, which I'm going to get to the electrical wiring. So the tiles was only for the inside of my studios upstairs, and then all the fixtures for the washrooms and all that I sourced in Guangzhou. Not Guangzhou, Foshan. Then Guangzhou, we didn't do much. We just looked at some electronics and some little clothes, because after sourcing my building materials, I had to prioritize which ones I'm going to source first. And then I'll think later about going back to do business like clothing or shoes. But I needed to see what Guangzhou was about, because that's where everybody talk about going there to buy copy stuff and clothes and shoes. Those copy Nikes, they call it hard copy, and stuff like that. So the next thing after Guangzhou, in Guangzhou, what happened? What was good about Guangzhou? Tell me something special about Guangzhou.
Is it the tuk-tuk that we took the Abuboya?
You did that, yeah, but we went to African food.
Okay.
Guangzhou, guys, have all kind of countries, all kind of nationalities there in Guangzhou, because that's the spot for, everything. And they have a whole area where it's a lot of Africans. You walking down the street and you're seeing us all over. And we were hearing people talking in Tree. I was like, when we went to the electrical market, the person over there speaking in Tree, I hear me, who yeah? I was like, what? I was only speaking in Tree. Anyway, and they were loaded with some Africans, and then
Nigerians,
yes,
Ghana,
everything.
And they don't really have Ghanaian food there. Yes,
they had, because he was saying if we wanted Ghanaian food, we just didn't go. We just didn't go to a Ghanaian place, and I didn't want to try Ghanaian food because I eat Ghanaian food every day, right?
So I tried Kenyan food.
So we went for the Iberian food first, because Nick is Iberian.
Yeah, Côte d'Ivoire.
So we went for the Iberian food first. I tried atike.
They tried atike, yeah.
And that was really good, because they had the stew was onions and it was so nice. And then I got the atike chicken, or the sauce that they put on it, and the actual atike was really good. That's the first I eat cassava that I was like, oh, this is tasty, and it was good.
I have to get it some. They sell some in, I think this Legon.
They sell it here, but it's expensive. It's an Iberian staple food.
No, it's Ghana food too.
One of our subscribers was saying in your comment yesterday that it's started in Ivory Coast, and it's in Western Ghana, but it's a more Iberian food.
Yeah, I understand. They share borders, so.
And I've heard that before.
Yeah, so
it is here in Ghana because they're so close, but it's an Iberian food.
Yeah, and the same thing in the Iberian. Some of them are eating fufu.
Yeah.
Some of them are eating Ghanaian.
The West, they're on the border.
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
So then that was good that night, and then we went back the next day and we had what?
I don't know the name.
Kenyan food.
Kenyan food, but I don't know the name.
Something. My Kenyan watchers, something. It was stew. It was like a chicken stew with all these vegetables on top. Yeah, that's what it was. And we had
rice.
And the beans. The beans was good because
the big beans.
Yes, the red beans, because we used to the red beans. We have stew red beans in the Caribbean. And they had coconut milk. This minute I tasted it, I was like, oh, this tastes like our beans, because they put coconut milk in the beans. And the next thing they had was the beans they had skuma wiki. I know that one. Skuma wiki is kale. They eat kale with everything. So the food was good, the little green vegetable. So the Kenyan food was good. The flights. So let me tell you guys about these battery. So they took every 1 hour battery pack, because we walk with every 1 hour power banks to China. Everyone was gone. I had magnetic bank. He had his big magnetic bank that he had just gotten I had another little plug-in. I work with this because I know I'm going to be doing a lot of video. Gone coming in. So we went to the electronic market in Guangzhou, and I look for the C, because this is a new thing that they have, and not all these power bank has this triple C. Well, we in Guangzhou, you know what Guangzhou is known for? Copies. Nothing, if it says something on the back, that doesn't mean it's the actual thing. So we found some power bank to get us through till we get back, and got to the airport. Going through security again,
and they took it back.
and in China, the flying and those planes, they will go through your luggage just to check. Just do a luggage check. You can't put no electronics. So we had all our electronic stuff and us getting on the plane, and they still took our power bank again. So money gone. Whoosh, brand new power banks. After I see on the box, and we asked the lady and everything, triple C, but we didn't open it because they knew. And then we opened it just before we were leaving, and by the time we got on the plane and look at the thing, the writing was so small on the back of the back thing, they couldn't see it at the airport. They say it's not triple C, they take it away. Gone.
They will do everything.
We plead, we beg.
They will do everything to take it. They don't even, it's not Ghana like you can talk to the police or
you could
and give them
dash.
something, then they give it to you. They just put it
out of
there.
that dash, you can't dash there. So
at that moment, like it happened that way, then I miss Ghana. I was like, if it's Ghana, I'll come. You just have to go.
That dashing culture, right?
Yeah.
So then our trip back to Shanghai, all this time I starting to feel pain in my shoulder. I thought it was the bag, because I've had pain in my shoulder before from wearing bags and heavy bags on my shoulder. So when I was in Guangzhou, I was looking for a bag. I said I'm gonna change the bag and change the shoulder, because I started feeling pain in my shoulder. So we did get a good deal, right? He bargained.
Yeah.
He used his bargaining skills there in Guangzhou to buy my bag, and I was like, yes. So I got a good deal on my purse. I bought 2 purses there. Then we went to, after Guangzhou, we went back to Shanghai. That was a trip, right? That was a early. We stayed up the whole night because we had a 6 o'clock flight. We were sourcing material all day.
Yeah.
By the time we got our Kenyan food and went home,
I think
it was late.
It was 11,
almost 12
almost
o'clock.
12 o'clock night.
And we would have had to, because of our experience coming, we almost missed the flight. We were there hanging around and then go to the airport early. We almost missed our flight going there. So we wanted to be to the airport early.
Yeah.
So we had to go. We didn't sleep. So when we get back the next day, it was rest day. And then we had our experience.
That's when we went to the restaurant to buy the food.
Yes.
Then we doing translating ourselves.
We had to translate ourselves.
And even
I was using the Google Translator.
even the Google Translator wasn't help. If it wasn't that Chinese guy that understand
a little English and could speak. A young guy was in there in the restaurant that helped the lady translate.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was in a one video, so I'm not going to touch that. This video is about the sourcing. So then we went to the next day. That's when we went to Yiwu.
We were deciding to take the bullet train,
because in China they have the speed bullet train, and you could easily travel within China. They have good transportation. They have the green buses. Everything is electric. The buses is electric. The bullet train gets you between cities really quick. So we were deciding if we're going to fly, not take the bullet train or have Nick drive us in his car. But because we might do shopping, I was like, it's going to be a hassle. We're going to have to rush.
Yeah.
We're going to have to rush and catch the train. I wanted to experience the bullet train too. And he wanted to experience being on a train for the first time.
But the time,
we were going for a day and we wanted to do stuff. So I said, no, let's do the car. So we went and we experienced the car ride.
2 hours drive.
It was an hour. 2 hours?
Yeah,
Maybe
2 hours.
2 hours,
If we take the bullet train, it's 1 hour.
1 hour, yeah. So it was a 2 hour drive.
If we take the train, 1 hour. If we take car 2 hours drive, the 2 hours drive back. So it's 4 hours. But the train is 2 hours.
Yeah.
Back and
it's
forth.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Because it's like driving from here to Cape Coast.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And Yiwu now. Let's talk about Yiwu. Yiwu Wholesale, like I said, you have high MOQs, minimum order quantity or something like that. That's what MOQ stand for. So Yiwu high minimum order quantities. So high MOQs, you have to order a lot of pieces. It's more about wholesale, but they have this market is, they have big markets.
Yeah, it's big.
Right? And different floors. Each one have 5, so they have different districts, right? District 1, District 2,
I think
District
we
3.
only
We went to District 1 and then we went to District...
Is it 1?
Our first one was District 1.
But it was District 1.
Yeah.
And we did the 4.
Yeah.
I think we did 1 and 4.
Yeah, because...
But even the 1 and 4, we didn't go all the floors.
No, we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it because each district have 5 floors. And then there was
And
suits.
even 1 floor is not easy.
Yeah.
1 floor.
We just was on 1 floor with the electronics. And we stayed almost half our time there. So, and we only had 1 day.
You spend the whole day, the whole time there.
Yeah, because my main thing was getting those electrical wires because here in Ghana, and the roofing sheet I was going to check. Here in Ghana, the electrical wiring, you could get fake because they're coming from China, fake. Let me tell you the difference between the wiring. The wiring, the fake ones is copper mixed with aluminum. So they ask you if you want mix or you want 100%. You better go with the 100%. And here when you're buying the wiring, some people think, oh, go with the cheaper ones. I know we had clients where they say, oh, they want the cheaper one, right? When Rich Kid give them the estimate and he go and he give them the ones to get them. No, they want this one and go with the cheaper one. Well, let me tell you, your house have a potential of getting on fire because the cheaper ones is those copy ones that has mixed copper. So to find the good quality ones for the right price and bargaining was what we was trying to do in Yiwu to get the right wiring that we needed for the electrical. Because here in Ghana, the price is high. The price. When we checked the price of what they were here in Ghana, it was like half or more the price. So I think getting them from China was beneficial for me, for us getting them in China, right? So that's what we did. And we went for the RR brand, which you find them here. He's familiar with that brand and I'm familiar because I bought them before here. And when I came home and I checked my invoice, I see, well, that was the best choice that I made, was to buy those electrical wiring in China. So if you're going to source materials, you have to look at what's going to be best. People are saying, well, you have to pay the price to travel over there, the cost of the travel and accommodation there in China, and then the shipping here. Yes, I did that. but everybody don't have to go. I wanted to go because I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking about business. I wanted to see what the opportunities was and how it was to go to China and source your own product. So in the future, I am planning to go back. So I wanted to go and experience it myself. So that cost paid for that experience, you know.
Yeah.
But sourcing my material, you know, it's worth it if you're going to source it, if you have someone there on the ground and you don't have to go and pay the cost of the tickets and visa and all that stuff. If you have someone there on the ground that sources your material, and you can do it without traveling to China. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys mainly about in this video. You can source your materials directly here from Ghana or wherever you are without going to China. You just have to have that connection, right?
But to have your own taste, you have to go.
Yes. Well, no, not really, because if you know the manufacturers, then you go directly to the manufacturers, and everything is done by video or recording. You take the stuff that you want, you send it, and they'll find it for you, guaranteed. That's why you find someone that could source, because they would find it for you, you know. So, but if you want to experience of doing it yourself, then you get on a plane and you go.
Yeah.
But it was worth it for me because I gained that experience and I wanted that travel trip, and I did it. So for those critics who are saying it doesn't worth it, blah, 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 blah. But for those who just want to have someone help them with the sourcing, we could also do that too. You know, we could help people with the sourcing the materials. If we are doing a project, or you guys want to go in with shipping, you know, we could also assist. So let us know. What do you think about that?
Right now we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't want anybody to come and do it and then. Right now we don't know yet. Wait till we clear our stuff and everything.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. I don't want to jump the gun. He's right. We have to. We haven't had the full experience. We had only partial experience. So
when we clear it, then we know how much it's going to cost you, how much it is, how much.
Yeah, because the shipping my stuff hasn't left China yet. So don't come with me with all the questions yet. Hold on. Don't come yet, because my stuff is still processing, and I have custom ordered stuff like the glass for my washrooms and stuff is being ordered. So I have to wait a little, and then before it gets on the freight, and I'm still waiting on an estimate, not the exact what it's going to cost by the CPM or something, CPM, the square footage or square meters or whatever they go by. You know, it depends on the freight company, and an estimate of when they get here, because of the shipping experiences and the clearing experiences at the port. I don't want to jump the gun and tell people, well, this blah blah blah. Let's wait and see how my product is going to be cleared, what it's going to cost, the CPM. I'm waiting on those estimates to come back, but my product is being manufactured, it being custom, so I'm still waiting for that to process. And then it takes a good month or so to get here, and then that's another experience. And then I will bring you the content of our experience receiving from the port, because we hear these stories.
Yeah. So let's see how things go, and that will be another content.
With the experience from the port and with experience getting it to the house.
Yes.
Because I watch other YouTubers where they had, you know, good and bad experience at the port.
Yeah, you're right. So we tell them when we have the noodles and stuff, when we're coming back.
Oh, the experience with our noodle.
Yeah.
Guys,
That's it.
I'm drinking Chinese tea. I'm drinking a lot of Chinese tea since I came back because Easy Trade Africa gave us a nice Chinese thermos and a tea set with a bunch of tea. So I'm sipping on my Chinese tea.
Okay, that's fine. When you finish, then you buy mine.
Buy yours? What?
Mine is there.
Oh, we got both sets. He's saying make yours, right?
No, I will sell it to you.
Buy it. That's not like what you talking about, but buy. You gonna sell it because you ain't gonna drink it.
Because you're drinking yours.
So when mine's done,
then I'll sell it to you. It's expensive.
You ain't gonna know when I drink yours because it's in a nice little.
Because I haven't taken
case.
it out. The plastic, everything is on it. So it's a trap. Once I see the plastic off, then somebody started drinking it. Then because you won't find it in Ghana yet, so I export it too. It's expensive now.
Oh, it's an expensive price.
Yeah.
So if I want more Chinese tea, I will send for it from China.
Okay.
I will source it from China.
Alright.
So it was a nice little gift. So let me give you guys a joke. So we went to one of the manufacturers. Know when you go to a different country, know a little bit about their culture because you'll be like culture shock. And we were tired, walking all day. We had time to stop to get water. So they asked us if we want water, right?
Yeah.
And
They give us water.
so the lady come with her tray with her water and a little cup of water, and it was steaming hot water. We was like,
very, very hot. I was like, what? You give me hot water? Then they will come and tell us that's how we welcome people. So if you explain it, can you explain it?
So Nick said that's their culture. When someone come to visit, they want to warm your heart. It gets your blood flowing and warm your heart. So it's like a welcoming with warm water. They don't drink cold water. Most of their water is warm because they drink a lot of tea. So either you drinking tea when you are welcome, or they offer you hot water, steaming hot water.
Yeah, it's very, very hot. I was like, no.
Without the tea in it.
After they give you the hot water and you finish drinking it, then they'll bring you the cold one. I was like, what? You guys are killing me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
So
I think that's it.
What about the noodles? Your experience with the noodles?
It wasn't easy for me, but I tried my best.
So I'm used to romaine, and I go to noodle bars in the States, and I had my special noodle bar and stuff, and Doc, he experienced duck, and I was looking for my duck, but on the way to Yiwu, he had buy Super Shadi some duck, Nick, and when I came out, Super Shadi wouldn't eat it, and I didn't know it was duck, and he was like, taste this, and I was like, oh, this is good. There's some good chicken. Nick was like, that's duck. I said, oh, this is why it's so good. But I ate Super Shadi whole piece of duck.
No, you eat
Yeah, I said I ate the whole thing. And
because
then
I was filming and I didn't know that you ate. So after that, I was coming for it. Like, it's gone. I was like, what?
That thing was good. But because he was taking so long, it would have get old by the time he done. So anyway, then we went to the noodle bar and we went back, so we stopped at the rest stop, and the only thing that was really available, they had KFC there, but
they closed. They tell me
they were closed. He didn't get to eat there, so we went to the noodle bar, and I wanted some good romaine, and I was like, I got some good romaine now. Boy, they put all kind of stuff in that. They put pig. They had a pig belly. Oh, that noodle bar I used to go to had pig belly. They had the duck. So he didn't want to try it. It was nothing else to eat, and he didn't eat all day, and I was like, you got to try.
No option for me, guys. No option.
So I gave him some of mine to try, with the because I could use the chopsticks. I'm not a pro at it, but I could use the chopsticks because I eat a lot of sushi and Japanese food and Chinese food in the States. You know, I like that. That's my favorite food, but the food was not the same. I'm going to tell you that. At least what we experienced in the hotel, it wasn't the greatest Chinese food. You could see that in my other video if you guys want to know more about the food. But when Super Shadi tried the romaine, what did you think about the romaine?
Well, it was okay. It was the same spaghetti, but just the I don't understand. I don't know if it's water or soup or.
That was his thing because they put it in the soup bases. You know, like their soup in Ghana, everything is mashed and it's thick. What they call soup. It's thick, you know.
This what I don't know.
In water. Some culture, the soup is just a stock base, and then you add the noodles and stuff to it. He was like, "What kind of soup is this? This is water." But he feel like it was like spaghetti and with water in it, right? Eating the spaghetti out of water.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even drink the soup.
And I tell him, add a little spice to it, you know, because everything they eat spice. But the Chinese do add spice to their stuff too, but we just didn't. You have to tell them. But they had it there to the side to add.
Yeah, if you want, then you add extra.
Yeah, so that was his experience. So that was our last day there, and then the next day we flew out. So overall, the sourcing, the materials was okay for our first experience, and then the rest is going to come later on with our when we get the shipping. That's going to be the second part. Okay, so our Chinese adventure, our China trip continues here in Ghana when we get the second part, which is the shipping, receiving the shipment. So guys, thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys following my journey there in China. Now I'm back in Ghana with my farming and my experience here building and putting land. So guys, hit me up if you're interested over there in putting. And thank you for the 4,000 subscribers again. I'm on the road to 5K. So if you watch this video, please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, go over to super_shadi233 and watch his version of how he felt traveling for the first time. And don't forget to like both of us video and come back every day and follow my journey here in Ghana, Africa. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Bye.